What is variance? Sigma d square divided by n. What is the step to do? 784 into 0.20, 156.8. 18 square is 324, 8 square is 64, 2 square is 4, 12 square is 144. Hello my dear students, I am Dr. B.S. Subramania, called by name Dr. B.S. Professor in Commerce and Management, Vidhyaashram First Aid College, a Temple of Excellence. In this session, I am going to hand Security Analysis and Portfolio Management 6th semester session 2 of BBA in favor of model question paper. In the last session, I solved 2 marks question, about 21 question has been solved. Now, I am going to hand 10 marks question from the examination point of view. Whatever the question they ask for 2024 and 25, I'm going to solve now. So 10 marks questions. Here they have given, returns are given, compute the mean return and standard deviation. How to calculate? I will explain. These are all the returns they have given, and you have to calculate the mean returns and standard deviation. Returns. It is called R. The returns are 0.07, 0.03, 0.09, 0.06, 0.10. So what is the first step to do? So they have given the 5 years. You add the figure. First step is add the figure. 0.07 plus 0.03 plus 0.09 plus 0.06 plus 0.10. This is 0.07 plus 0.03 plus 0.09 plus 0.06 plus 0.10. 0.3203. 7 plus 3, 10, 19, 25, 2, 3, 5 is there. 7 plus 3, 10, 19, 25, 2 plus 1, 3, 0.35, 0.07 plus 0.03 plus 0.09 plus 0.06 plus 0.10, 0.35. This is sigma. R mean is equal to sigma R divided by N. 0.35. How many years are there? 5. 0.07. This is expected return. Then you have to calculate standard deviation. Next, D, R minus R mean. R minus, what's R mean? 0.07. This is first one, 0.07 minus 0.07 is 0. Then 0.07 0.03 minus 0.07 minus 0.04, then 0.09 minus 0.07, 0.02, then 0.06 minus 0.07 minus 0.01, 0.10 minus 0.07, 0.03. So R minus R mean, then D square, square of this, 0, 0.04 into 0.0, minus into minus become plus, 0.04 into 0.04. So 0.0016. Then 0.02 into 0.02, 0.0004. Then 0.01 into 0.01, 0.0001. Then 0.03 into 0.03, 0.0009. Add the figure. This is 0.016 plus 0.0004 plus 0.0301, last one, plus 0.0009. Zero point naught naught 30. This is sigma d square. Then variance is equal to sigma d square. This is sigma d square divided by n. What is sigma d square? 0.0030 divided by 5. This is 0.0030 divided by 5. This is 0.0006. 0.006. Then standard deviation is equal to root of variance is equal to root of 0.006. 0.006. 0.0 standard deviation is equal to 0.2509. Is that 0.025? So what is standard deviation? Root of variance. What is variance? Sigma d square divided by n. What is the step to do? Add the figure, find out the r, then d is equal to r minus r mean, d square. What is variance? Sigma d square divided by n. So root of this is your standard deviation. This is problem without probability. Now with probability, calculated expected return and standard deviation with probability. Returns are 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 are probability P 0.20, 0.10, 0.20, 0.10, 0.10, 0.20, 0.10. So when you add this probability, this should be equal to 1. 20, 30, 50, 60, 70, 90, 1. Next step, R into P. R into P returns into probability. 1 by 1. 20 into 0.20, 4. 30 into 0.10, 3. 40 into 0.20, 8. 50 into 0.10, 5. Then 60 into 0.10, 6. 70 into 0.20, 14. 80 into 0.10, 8. Add 0. 4 plus C, 7, 15, 20, 26, 30, 38, 48. This, repeat. 4 plus 3 plus 8 plus 5 plus 6 plus 14 plus 8, 48. This is expected return. Then deviation R minus RB. So here 20 minus 48, R is 20, R mean. This is here, R mean. R mean. 20 minus 48 minus 28. 30 minus 48 is minus 18. 40 minus 48 is minus 8. 50 minus 48 is 2. 60 minus 48 is 12. 70 minus 48, 22. 80 minus 48, 32. Square of this, d square So first step, multiply, find out the mean, then apply d is equal to r minus r mean. Then what's next step? D square 28 into 28 minus into minus plus 784. Then 18 into 18 324 64 4 12 into 12 144 22 into 22 484 32 into 32 1024. This is d square. Last step, p into d square. This is your variance. P into d square. This is 784 into 0.20. 784 into 0.20, 156.8. 324 into 0.10, 32.4. 64 into 0.20, 64 into 0.20, 12.8. 4 into 0.10, 0.4. 144 into 0.10, 14.4. 484 into 0.20. 96.8. 1024 1024 into 0.10, 102.4. Add the figure. 156.8 plus 32.4 plus 156.8 plus 32.4 plus 12.8 plus 0.4 plus 14.4 plus 96.8 plus 102.4, 416. This is sigma PD square called variance. So what are the steps to do? They will give the R, they will give the probability. What is the first step to do? Multiply R into P. Just multiply. Add the figure. Don't divide it by N. 48 itself is expected return. That is your R mean. What is the next step? D is called R minus R mean. 20 minus 48 is 28. 30 minus 48 is minus 18. Like this you have to do. Square this. 28 square is 784. 18 square is 324. 8 square is 64. 2 square is 4. 12 square is 144. 22 square is 484. 32 square is 1024. Multiplied this d square by 0.20. First one 156.8 Second one, 32.4, 12.8, 0.4, 14.4, 96.8, 102.4. If we add, it will come 416, becomes the variance. Then standard deviation is equal to root of variance is equal to root of, what's your variance? 416. So standard deviation is equal to 416 root 20.396. This answer. 10 marks. 10 marks question. One without probability, second one with probability. Hope you understand this. I go to this one. So, third question. They have given expected returns 16, mean 12. Standard deviation 15%, 8%. Correlate, R means correlation is 0.6 for both A and B. Weights 0.60, 0.40. Calculate covariance, expected returns, standard deviation with weights. With weights, returns you have to calculate. First, here, calculation of covariance. Formula. Correlation R is equal to covariance divided by standard deviation A into standard deviation B. This is a formula. Then he wants covariance. So cross multiply. Covariance is equal to R into, you can write standard deviation A into standard deviation B is equal to, this is standard deviation. If you write like this, standard deviation, R into standard deviation A into standard deviation. What's your R? 0.60 into, what is your standard deviation A? 15. What's your standard deviation B? 8. This one, multiply 0.60 into 15 into 8. 0.60 into 15 into 8. 72. Or 15 into 8, 120 into 0.60, 72 is covariance. Next. What is next one? He asked question. Covariance, expected return with weights. Expected return with weights. Formula W1 R mean 1 plus W2 R mean 2. The formula. What is the weight 1? 0.60 into R mean 1. Expected return 16 plus 0.40. What is R mean 2? 12. Multiply 0.60 into 16, 9.6 plus 0.40 into 12, 4.8 is equal to 9.6 plus 4.8, 14.4. This is your expected return with weights. W1 or mean 1, W2 or W is the weight, this is the mean. So that goes to second one. What is the next question they ask? This one. Standard deviation with weights. So standard deviation, this form. So before going to this formula, you have to know that what is W1? W1 is 0.460. W2 is 0.40. Standard deviation 1 is equal to 15. Standard deviation 2 is equal to 8. R is equal to 0.60. You have to apply now. This standard deviation R risk. What is the formula? W1 square, standard deviation 1 square, W2 square, standard deviation 2 square, 2 into W1, this will be answered to this. 2 into W1, W2, standard deviation 1, standard deviation R of AB. So 0.6 whole square into 15 square, 0.4 whole square into 8 square, plus 2 into 0.60 into 0.40 into 15 into 8 into 0.6. So if you multiply this one, 2 into 0.60 into 0.40 into 15 into 8 into 0.60, 34.56. This is 81, 10.4, 31. Totally it will come 125.8. Root of this, remove this root, it will come is equal to 11.216 is percentage risk. Hope you understand. This will become for 10 marks. First we have calculated R is equal to covariance divided by standard A, standard A. Cross multiply covariance into R into standard A, standard. It will work out 72. Expected return with weights W1 R mean 1 plus W2 into R mean 2. It will work out 14.4. Risk or standard deviation W1 square, standard deviation 1 square, W2 square, standard deviation 2 square, 2 into W1, W2, standard deviation 1, standard 2, R of AB. I have applied. The answer is 11.216%. Hope you understand. We solve the problem on the expected return without probability, expected return with the probability. Then weights are when two weights are given. Hope you understand. Definitely from the examination point of view, it will help you. Hope I have solved the problem expected return without probability. Standard deviation has been calculated for individual number. Then standard deviation is calculated with the probability. Now, when the weights are given, how to calculate the standard deviation? That is W1 square, standard deviation 1 square, plus W2 square, standard deviation 2 square, plus 2 into W1, W2, standard deviation 1, standard deviation 2, R of AB. Hope you understand that. This will be from the examination of point 2, definitely help you. Hope we'll meet in the next session with 15 marks. Till then, goodbye. Meet in the next session.